Hello, and welcome to your Friday session with me. My name is Charlotte Tooth, and today I'm going to take you through business development. So when we speak about business development today, we're going to speak about organizational skills, the way you can maximize on technology, and also marketing skills, social skills, things like that can help you and your business go further. So let's first talk about organizational skills. Why would we want to be more organized with our business? Well, the first thing is that it buys you time. What you don't want to be doing is spending time doing the small, tiny things when you want to be spending time growing your business and actually putting time into taking the business further for you. Not only does it buy you time by being more organized, but it buys you energy as well. All that energy expended on the small, tiny tasks is going to mean that you just don't have time or the brain space to actually do the bigger tasks that need a bit more creativity. Organizational skills will ensure that your business runs smoothly and that you feel able to cope with the demands of your business as well. So first things first, let's speak about accounts because that is part of every business. Now, there's a few apps right now that are going around that are fantastic for accounting. Monzo is brilliant because it segments all of your spending and your income, and you can just see it online. If you screenshot that or export it somehow, you can get that into your accountant's books, and that could literally save you hours and hours of going through your receipts. I've just also opened up a business account with Tide. Tide is fantastic because you can actually take all of your data, export it and send it directly to your accountant. They've made it very, very easy for you to organize your accounting. There are so many apps, really do look them up, spend the time on Google and look up what app is right for you. But like I said, Monzo and Tide are the two that I've got experience with. In terms of marketing, this is something that takes quite a lot of time. I'm going to touch on this a little bit later, but some great ideas are to potentially get somebody who wants some work experience, somebody that's just come out of university and actually wants to learn how to market someone and get someone's name on their CV. Let's talk diaries. I am the worst person in the world for keeping a paper diary. Who still does that? There are loads of different diaries online. I prefer Google Calendar. I really like the way that you can set up a Google Meet in there as well, so it's an alternative to Zoom. It comes up in your calendar and you can set your reminders and you can invite people to join. Most people have Google, so it makes it very, very easy and very, very compatible. This probably sounds a little bit strange, but in terms of business development, something that you could really do to help yourself is to turn off your notifications. Decide when you want to see your emails. If something is urgent, someone will get in contact with you, someone will call you, but I would always say turn off your notifications so you're not distracted by Instagram, by Twitter, by Facebook. Just get all the notifications off. You decide 2 hours a day when you're going to sandwich them together and look at your emails, because you'll be surprised how much your brain doesn't like doing one activity and then switching to another and then coming back to it. You're just going to get so much more out of your time if you isolate the time that you're doing one thing. Whiteboards. I use whiteboards daily, not only for class plans, but also for setting up my day. So I write every single day, the night before, what I want to be doing, what I want to achieve the next day. I think I even put a cheesy quote on the top of the whiteboard each morning as well, just to get me going. It really helps with just segmenting my time and helps me to understand where I'm at the next day. Oftentimes my head is busy in the evenings and it just allows me to write down everything that I'm thinking about for the next day and just get it on the board so that I can sleep well and wake up feeling refreshed and raring to go the next day. It also saves on paper, so yay, recycling. Set yourself up for success. Obviously, the cleaner your workspace, the clearer your workspace, the easier it will be to do what you need to do. So make sure there's no distractions around you. Your environment plays a huge part in your success, so do make sure your environment is right for you. Ask yourself, how do you work best? I personally work best when I've got my water next to me, when I've got a clear desk, when the laptop's at the right height, when the temperature's good. You know, we all have an ideal working environment. You have to create that each morning so that you're the best that you can be, the most productive that you can be. Whatever you decide to use, whether it be your phone, whether it be your laptop, whether it be actually paper, just make sure everything is filed and subcategorized. This will make it easier to find things later on. Do not write to-do lists. To-do lists will just give you stress and they will make you constantly think, oh my goodness, I've got this massive list to do. Instead, allocate time. Like I said with the whiteboards earlier, write down 7 a.m. I'm going to do this, this and this. And always, always, always write enough time to get the task done and enough time for a little bit of pondering as well, right? Because if you don't have enough time to do the task, those allocated times are just going to roll over and you're going to think, oh my goodness, this is really, really stressful. Just give extra time for each thing that you need to do. Always, always, always eat the big fish first. I'm not sure if that's the saying, but I've made it up. There you go. It's a new saying. Do the thing on your to-do list that you've been avoiding the most, because that is what will give you a lot less stress, a lot less anxiety, and there's a reason why you're avoiding it. It's obviously a big job. It needs doing. Do it first and you'll feel fantastic. Remember that not every day should be a working day. You need to give yourself breaks to ensure that you're productive. So don't try and be that person that works 14 hours a day. I've done it. It's not great for you. Allocate your stop work time. Okay, this is so important. If you say to yourself, I'm stopping work at 7, you will definitely get the things done that you need to in the time that you've allocated. Let's speak a little bit about marketing. So marketing is about telling people who you are, what you do, and getting people to invest and buy into your services. The most important thing before you start trying to put things out there is asking yourself, what makes you tick? Who are you? What is important to you? And what do you represent? When you know who you are, what you are about, it is going to be so much easier to market yourself. There's a fantastic book called Start With Why, which one of my friends recommended that I read. And after that, I felt so much clearer about who I was, why I was doing what I do, why I do personal training. And it helped me market myself so much more. Also consider, what is your story? People love people. People like to know your background. Who are you? My background is a professional dancer. I used to do sport as a kid. I started dance very, very late, and I come from a very humble background. So people love to know about that. They want to know what you've done. So make sure there's part of you and your story in your Instagram, in your socials as well. Also consider, who is your audience? Who are you aiming your product at? Because that will really help you to make big decisions as to what you're going to do with your marketing, what services you're going to provide. It's going to help to shape everything that you do. Once you have considered who your audience is, this will help you decide which platforms to use. You've got Instagram, obviously Twitter, you've got LinkedIn. Does MySpace still go? I don't know. Facebook, but you've got lots of different platforms to use. And depending on the sort of age population that you're aiming towards will depend on which one you want to use. I struggle with this one because I'm very much used to dancing on camera and not speaking, but I actually think that it's so important to get your voice and your face out there. The more that people can connect your product with a person, the more they're going to want to invest in you, buy into your services, and the more they're going to believe in it as well. People like people. Try to make sure there's a structure to your marketing. You're not just speaking about one random thing one day and then a different thing in your stories, a different thing the next day. Try and create some structure. I always try and do a social media schedule. I failed on that the last few weeks, but when I get on top of it, it really makes a difference in terms of followers, in terms of engagement, in terms of good content as well. Try not to say what you think people want to hear. Say what you believe in and what you think is important. With your marketing, of course, remember there is a lot you can do yourself, but don't spend all your time doing the small bits of the business when you also need to be focusing on growth as well. If you need to outsource something, don't be afraid to spend a little bit of money, a small bit of investment on getting someone else into the business to help you so that you have time to grow and go further with your business. So if any of you are interested, I have a reading list of books that I really, really recommend. Books that have helped me to develop my business, to develop my structure of my day, and to help me to understand how the human brain works so that I can maximize on my functioning on a day-to-day basis. Send me a message, drop me a DM. I am Charlotte_Tooth. If you want a copy of this reading list, I'll send it over via email. Thank you so, so much for joining me, Premier Global. My name is Charlotte Tooth. And again, my Instagram is Charlotte_Tooth. Drop me a DM if you have any questions, and have a fantastic Friday. I'll see you again in 2 weeks' time.